Chief suspect Bryan Kohberger says he's out alone, driving in the late night and early morning hours, November 12 and 13. But the trial judge doubles down on Kohberger's defense team, insisting you've got to hand over a witness other than the moon and the stars. The defense likely to rely on cell phone data to try and place Bryan Kohberger somewhere, anywhere other than the King Road address. The judge says he was out driving during the late night and early morning hours, November 12 to 13, 2022. That's his alibi. The judge doubled down on Kohberger in court in the last hour, saying, you've got to give us a witness or the evidence you're bringing on to corroborate this. What do I think it is? No witness at all. It's going to be cell phone data. The defense claims places Kohberger somewhere entirely different than the King Road address. Let's see the timeline. Isn't it true, Caitlin Hornick, that Kohberger, we can prove, turned his phone off and on the night of the murders? Just a yes, no.
Yes, absolutely.
Take a look at this, Caitlin Hornick, joining us from the Sun. 2:42, his phone is on at his apartment in Pullman. I went there. It's about an 8-minute drive from the murder scene, 8 to 12 minutes. 2:47, he turns his phone off. Who on this panel turns your phone off when you're going driving in the middle of the night? I would keep mine on just in case I had a 911. Anyway, he turns his off. We know that, and that is irrefutable. I'm going to circle back in a moment to Bill Slater, who says you got to take your battery out of your phone to be untraceable. Just turning it off, hey, we know you're doing that. 2:47, this guy is up and about, turning his phone off. 3:29, not cell phone, but video surveillance from a nearby home, a residence, shows a white sedan passing the King Road address that looks, oops, just like his white Elantra. 4:04, the sedan returns and stops in front of the King Road address. 4:20, 16 minutes later, the white sedan scratches off, taking off like a bat out of hell at a high speed, leaving the King Road address. And then 28 minutes later, and for me, it was about an hour drive, 4:48 a.m., 28 minutes later, that phone is turned back on and it's pinging south of Moscow, Idaho, State Highway 95. I took that drive to Professor Forensics, Jacksonville State University, author of Blood Beneath My Feet on Amazon, star of a hit series, Body Bags, and most important for me right now, forensic expert and death investigator. Joe Scott, he's between a rock and a hard spot. I want you to analyze everything Slater has told us, but also we are poking a little bit of fun at the moon and the stargazing alibi. But think about it. What else is Ann Taylor, the defense lawyer, going to say? He was at a party with all of his friends? That ain't happening. They got to come up with something to make sense to a jury. Why he may have been out driving around. The only thing they can do is refute the cell phone data, because that video surveillance, I don't think it's got its car tag.
No, it doesn't. But that's all they can do, Nancy, isn't it? You know, when you begin to think about it, they're muddying the waters with all of this digital back and forth. Here's the one thing that they cannot overcome. Get this number in your mind: 5.37 octillion. That goes to his DNA profile. That means that the chances that it was somebody else are at that range. It's amazing, isn't it? Look what I have here. See? It came off the snap, Nancy. It came
Hey, will
off
you do that again?
of the snap. Yeah,
do
sure,
that again,
absolutely.
because that's exactly where the DNA was found.